My big problem with Tennant, I tend to agree with him.
Which is a big deal for considering how we rarely agree on anything.
Yeah, but I say I tend to, that's like a complete fabrication. But in terms of David Tennant, my big problem with him was that it kind of felt like his personality was very much depending on the writer, and they couldn't really settle on a personality for him, but overall he was just he was very accessible in that he was just kind of bland, and I think that he was the only modern series Doctor who hasn't really captured that alienness.
I often compare him to, I consider him the Twilight Doctor. He was the sparkly vampire last of his kind with a very inappropriate age difference relationship. So I love David Tennant as the actor, but his Doctor I think was the weakest.
But
that's not what we came here to discuss. So before we slag on someone's favorite anymore, let's bring this back to a positive note. So why don't you say what you liked about the 12th Doctor?
Peter Capaldi, it's really hard for me to say. It's really hard for me to just start because I loved everything about him. I know a lot of people were huge on Series 8, but I thought that was where Clara really started to come into her own as a companion. I loved the back and forth between Jenna Coleman and Peter Capaldi. I loved how Capaldi had that same sort of tense thing against armies and soldiers, but it felt a lot more real and justified in terms of his character and what we just learned about him in the 50th anniversary special. And I kind of liked how when he was framed as hating armies and soldiers, the show really framed it like he was in the wrong, like he was just being prejudiced, and
the Doctor needs to be fallible.
They weren't afraid to make him a jerk, and I feel like that was again a big problem with Tennant's Doctor was that
they were trying too hard to make him too likable, and we had a little bit of that with Smith's era too.
I wouldn't necessarily agree with that one, but Tennant's Doctor was often a jerk, but never got consequences for it, never got called on.
Just being in the right.
And Capaldi's Doctor was very flawed, very fallible, and the show basically invented Clara for the sole purpose of calling him on his stuff, which was I think that's one of the redeeming elements of Kill the Moon for me, which is a pretty widely hated episode, but the thing that redeems it for me is that scene at the end where Clara calls him on, what you did was wrong and here's why, and that was just such a powerful moment, and that's basically, that is basically what Clara's role was and a little bit what Bill's role was, and they were